Perfect, thank you. All right, 6 o'clock, let's go ahead and call the Boardman Park and Recreation District November 26th meeting to order. Do we have anybody online?
No.
All right, do you want to do roll call, everybody? Or are you? Do we have to do roll call?
Don't have to roll call.
All right, the whole board is here,
And
plus our
the staff.
managers, yep,
That's-
managers from the park district. If you want to just note that. Approval of the meeting agenda. Board, do you have any discussion on the meeting agenda? If not,
I'll make a motion to approve the meeting agenda.
Second.
thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We don't have any public comment. Nobody's online, so, and nobody here is representing the public tonight? No? Okay, all right. Review and approval of the previous board meeting minutes. Has everybody had a chance to review that? Other than that one sentence being
And,
cut off, that was
and this,
mainly.
the approval, is this the resolution we're talking about here? To vote on,
Yeah, Norma has a good point. So on page 2, under the previous meeting minutes, we have approval of resolution, and then it was a motion to approve sponsorship of our insurance. And if checks and balances are put into place. So number one, it doesn't say what the insurance is being used for, and number 2, we didn't have a resolution for that. So what does everybody mean by that, I guess, when that's written that way?
So I think the term resolution needs to be replaced. So this was Norma asking about starting the indoor soccer. And then we made a motion to approve sponsorship of the program or using our insurance for the program if checks and balances were put into place.
Correct.
So it should have been approval of motion. Instead of resolution.
and then I didn't vote because I was.
Oh, good point, Norma.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so I can correct that.
Okay, so, yeah, I agree with George unless the board says something different, just approval of a motion. And then, go ahead and put in there for the insurance to be used for the soccer. Yeah, and then to take off Norma. Yeah. All right, so Norma, do you want to go ahead and read? Oh, no, that was for the meeting agenda. Do we have any other comments on the board meeting minutes? Sorry. If not, I'll take a motion to approve it with the changes that are made.
I moved that we accept the minute with the changes mentioned.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Okay.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, old business. I don't see anything under the topic. George, do you have something for old business?
No. Everything is,
Okay, board, do you have anything for old business? I don't have anything that we're not already discussing later. Okay. Managers, you guys were good? All right. New business, budget resolution. George?
okay, so the new budget resolution. This is a resolution due to the fact that we got grant from the school district. And part of it was being used for last year's funds and part of it's being used for this year's funds, and it's a lot more than what we had planned on when we were budgeting. So we had to, because this budget, this grant is specifically used for, it's, for what the causes are, it's money in, money out, basically. That is why we can use a resolution instead of having to go through a supplemental budget process. So you got 2 resolutions. One is to designate that money is going to go back into last year's fiscal year. And that's the 2024-05. And so we're going to put in the 45,585 into last year's expenses. And then on the resolution 2024-006, we'll be putting the rest of that fund, which is $243,479 into this year's budget.
When did the money come in?
It came in, September, I wanna say, yeah. Okay,
So just to refresh my memory, so the money was in last year's budget or this year's budget? The 23-24 budget, or it was in the 24-25 budget? And we're moving money backwards.
yeah, there was money that was, we budgeted for, we knew we were gonna get some money, under the grants, but
for
not
last
this,
year.
for last year,
Okay,
but not this amount. And
Okay.
then, this money is actually was scheduled for this year, if I remember right. Am I saying this right?
I don't,
Yeah, we knew we were gonna get some money from last year,
mhm,
but we knew this money was going to go into this year as well.
okay,
So
So-
it just was the amount was a lot more than we were expecting originally.
Is it the time period that we get
Yes.
it? Because half of the, like, the June part is the
Yep.
start of Fantastic Kids, and then
Yep,
after July starts our fiscal year for us, and then July, is that what you're saying?
yep.
Okay.
And so that's why there's two different resolutions.
Okay.
It's just that we split that big amount into both years. So,
I don't have I'm sorry, I didn't bring my book, but I didn't bring our budget for this year with us, so this 287, I'm so sorry, 243,000 that we are putting in this year's budget, that was in our budget, correct? Or are we amending it by
not,
doing
we're
this
amending
resolution?
it by adding that much more into it. Yep. And we just don't have to go through the whole big process of doing a supplemental budget
Okay,
because of the law says if it's for a specific expense,
mhm.
we can do a resolution instead. So that's a good thing. We don't have to bring in everybody back.
So it's not like you have to state in the resolution that you're increasing a certain line item by this much, and then you're
Correct. We're just by stating it the way we did, we had to go through and check everything. This covers that.
it does cover it,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. As long as it covers it, that's, I mean, they're saying it covers it, then that's what we'll go with.
So do we have to use all of that next year?
Yeah, this will be used, yeah, that'll be used between July of this 24. And we spend
In June 30th of next year.
up to June 30th. So most of it is going to be already spent, I would say, and there'll be 1 month's worth left over. There'll be still some stuff, there'll be a little bit out of that we'll spend during the year on it. Because it can still but it's going towards June.
Okay.
Well, I'll move that we approve resolution number 2024-005 as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
All in favor?
Alright.
Aye. Passed unanimously.
And then I'll move that we accept resolution number 2024-006 as presented.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed unanimously.
You guys need us to sign those? So we don't.
Yep, we got it. Yeah, we'll get you signing these at the end here.
Right, all right. So we don't forget. Feels like we do. sometimes. So,
I agree, let's just do it.
I'm sorry, yours.
Should have-
no, but I know that.
Okay. Mine is not the one. Got it? We can use it.
if you have one,
No,
could it be yours?
And it's
Can you
here.
guys-
Mine's
Can
one-sided.
it just be yours?
yeah,
One
that'll be
side?
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. You have the 005 and the 06, right? Or, yeah. You have the year on that resolution, correct, right? These are the 2024.
We were talking about that, cause, originally it was 2000 23. And the way we've always done the resolutions is by
Calendar.
the calendar
Yeah.
year.
Okay,
So we're gonna, but it's actually our fiscal year. So we don't start over in July with a new number. Ours starts January 1st.
alrighty, financial reports, any other new business? No. Okay, financial report, Bernardo?
Okay, so if we go through the pages first, we've got, page 7 is our bank account balances. And I did break out the park versus recreation and LGIP and then a consolidated amount. And then you've got our total cash balances right there. In the notes, we did receive our December GEO bond invoice. Payment is due December 15th. So I will be completing the transfer from LGIP to us next week. And then on the 9th, we will be doing a wire to make that payment. So we will need a board member to come down.
You wanna go with me?
So. Will we get back eventually, or can you, I guess, instead of just saying will we, can you eventually make a, that list again that shows when our payments are due and how many we have left to
Yes.
pay, that kind of thing?
Yes,
Cause I think we only have one more year on VEO, correct?
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
When I looked it up. I
And
think
isn't
that's
that,
right.
when is that payment due again? I forget.
So we do that in
January,
June
isn't
and
it?
January. June and January?
July and January.
July and January.
Yeah.
So are we done this January or are we done next July?
I think January's all.
Oh, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I kinda miss seeing that sheet.
I can do that.
So yeah, if you can bring that back, that'd be great.
Mhm.
So. You have that BEO payment out there, right, on the works to be, okay,
Okay, page 8, this is our revenues on a cash basis, so this is pulled from the bank account, and then I separated out between the campground and the rec center. And there's nothing out of the ordinary in here.
We'll take that. Let's take it back
So,
one page. Go back to page 7 real quick. We did get, that was the letter we got from Mike Long last week. That we got our statement of how much we're gonna have in tax revenue. And then they've already started depositing into our LGIP just last week and this week. And they've put it where they said. They put a 713 and the total now is 1.25 and we're expected to get 1.5.
so on the, yeah, so on the back of, yeah, that one, no, the one right there.
This one,
No, that one, I think, isn't that the one
Yeah.
he sent us?
Yeah.
Yeah, so. The GEO bond, which all goes to the bond payment, of course, is 816, 602. And then the taxes that'll be coming into the rec center is 757, 783. As they get paid, of
Yeah.
course.
and like I said, we've already got a huge chunk of it these last 2 weeks.
Okay, so then on page 9, we have our camp revenues. This is accrual. This comes from our campground software. And so the bottom line is our revenue increased 31% year over year for October. And you can see I've kind of outlined some of our total revenue, taxes, that sort of thing. Pages 10 and 11, that is our checks that were written. This is a report that I had to lump together between MIP and QuickBooks. So on page 11, you will see that large payment to City of Boardman. That is Q2 and Q3 lodging tax that's been paid. That's why that's so large. Any questions on those?
Yeah,
Okay.
so do we have an overall P and L?
Not yet,
Okay,
no, so I'm this close to having all expenses from July, cause then what I wanna do is bring back all the financials for you guys to review again
Okay.
from July to now and get us all above board.
okay.
So this is, again.
So
yeah.
where do you think and this is not a negative question, okay, please don't take it that way. In January, where do you think will be as far as, when we come to our board meeting? How will we be able to see a P and L through what date you think?
I optimistically would like to have it through in January through December.
Okay.
So now that we are out of our audit, Kelly and I and Tago and I are gonna work together to figure out a better way to do the revenue from both business units. How it was being done is fine, but it's so funky that it just, you can't come in and just pick it right up. So we wanna streamline that. And so right now in QuickBooks, we have almost all of the expenses allocated from July through today's date. Actually, all of November is already allocated. But once I get done with those last remaining expenses, then I can start working on revenue and how to enter that. And really, once we figure out a system, it's gonna be done. And then you guys will have your P and L from July to current, and then we can just be regular.
You are gonna still keep our expenses for the rec center separate
Oh,
coded,
yes.
correct? Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
yeah, everything, we're still doing fund accounting.
Okay.
So when I go in
Okay.
and I do our expenses, I get
Good
to
deal.
break everything out.
yeah, good,
Oh, yeah,
okay.
that's not changing. for
Yeah,
sure.
'cause yeah,
Yeah.
for the public, we need to be able to,
Yes,
expense out that rec center, so yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
okay, any other questions on that part? So we did get through our audit last week. We should have that back to us in a couple of weeks, I think is what she said.
Okay.
Overall, from what they tell me, it went well.
Good,
Which, is,
Good.
yeah, it's good. I did just recently complete our insurance renewal. And part of what they have you do is take a best practices survey, and it can give you discounts on your insurance up to like 6%, I think. So you go through and you answer this questionnaire of how your board, like things that your board has done, processes you have in place. And so some of the things that came up that we haven't done that could get us a discount in the future is social engineering training. And so that's offered free through SDAO. So I actually want to do that for all staff. I think that that's really
Mhm.
important. And then there's public meeting training, which we have to do by law. And this one, it's offered through Vector Solutions. And I think everybody has a login through SDAO. Maybe all the board members, I can check. But you can access it through that portal and take that training. The other option is the SDAO conference in February.
Mhm.
They actually have an afternoon where they do that training. So whoever comes to that conference, they can just check it off. And then the last one is they do these metro breakfasts in like Beaverton or Portland. And so if we go to one of those, I think it can either be a board member or an employee, which maybe both would be good. Then we can also get a discount for going to those. So this year on our best practices, we couldn't mark off the breakfast. The public meeting training, it asked for all board members had gone through it. And
I'm happy to take it, I just need somebody to tell me where to go to sign up,
okay,
so.
I
The
will figure it
vector
out.
one is really easy.
Yeah, okay,
It's like a safe schools. For
okay.
those of us that have done safe school.
So do you want me to send out an email with I can find the link and have you guys
Yeah,
do it
just-
that way?
yeah.
Okay,
I think there's a way, and I don't know if you do it or they do it. When it comes to you in the email, you just click a button and it pulls up your login and,
yeah,
cause they have to do that for me on the phone, because I'm not technically challenged.
okay. I will figure it out and then I'll send you guys the information and the link and you guys can just do it and we'll call that good.
Okay,
And that's all I've got.
okay. All right, so, thank you. We look forward to January. It will be great to see a P and L again, that will be so exciting,
And the budget, where we're at
correct,
with the budget, yes.
correct, yeah. Was there, what else was in our old board packets do you guys wanna see, other than, I do wanna see that bond payment
Yeah.
breakdown? Was there, what else was in that? that was
The budget
important.
to actual.
And the budget to actual was nice. Okay, and the P and L, just to know if we're making money or not, that's important, so, okay, thank you, Renata. Do we have to approve our financials?
Yeah, we do that.
Perfect, all right, I'll take a motion, I can't remember,
I'll make a motion to approve financials as presented.
I'll second.
thank you, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Aye. Approved. All right, district reports. First of all, thank you, managers, for your reports. You have all been very busy. And I appreciate seeing those in the packets, because then we don't have to spend so much time, going through them. So thank you for letting us see that ahead of time. If you don't mind, the rec center. Good job, Taco, on all the events that are planned.
Thank you.
And I see that the swim teams are in full force, so that's great. Brad, it looks like you've been busy.
Little bit.
Everything winterized, yeah, so thank you for that. Anything in particular that the board wanted to comment on, any of the campground, rec center maintenance reports that we have in front of us?
Brad, you said the showers would fix. I'm just amazed that we have so
Oh,
many
no.
problems with it.
I did not touch anything, I promise, but it
Went off.
went
Mhm.
off and then came back on right now.
All right, we're back on though.
Yes.
Okay,
Halloween.
no worries.
So I think it's cool that you guys donated all the basketball to San Board one. Did any go to Windy River?
I don't know if she put any over there. Yeah, we'll find out.
How are we doing with record numbers, kids? That was the question
Like,
I.
For sport, you mean
Yeah,
like,
coming up for the next one. So we have girls coming up, right? How sign-ups for that?
they're good, I think she's got. I think I just checked and there was like 40.
Okay.
That it'll, trickle in.
Yeah, just always wondering as we're taking over, I think it might be a good one for us to kind of take note of since we're taking
Yes.
over some of these with the help of other people. I mean, I think we need to get more help from those groups. So an example, right, I know Little League, I've seen Casey McClure put some things up already for that, but thinking about like next year, as we look at like youth basketball, we gotta have somebody that wants to be involved with that. I mean, we had youth soccer, we had someone that wanted to be involved to help with some of that, getting that information out. I think might want to think about the same concepts, or if we're gonna start taking on some other things. I think we're doing flag football possibly in the spring. I don't know if you already have somebody in mind of who's, some other key person that can help. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, we're a small community enough that people putting those things on their personal Facebook and doing that, they reach even more people than just Park and Rec. So I think might be something to think about.
Is there basketball for kindergarten through third?
She is doing did she put that on?
It's.
It's on the
okay.
calendar, but I know she's doing
Pee Wee basketball camp,
making it for the camp.
so they'll do a 1-day camp.
Is it
Just the one day?
That's what she's got scheduled right now.
let me check on that, cause. Yeah.
Kelly, how are you doing down there?
Good.
Okay. Booth going all right?
Yeah.
You all ready for the summer booking things to open up on December 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugly ways.
Yeah. Yeah,
Count the days.
okay, it's all online though, right?
Yeah, they can call me on Tuesday or Monday. I'll be in on Monday.
Yeah,
But-
okay. Okay. Alrighty.
There's people that are just. They call in all the time,
Yeah,
Oh,
trying to
for
get in
sure.
early, and people stopping in, hey, can we drop off what we want? Can you do it for us? No.
I did, okay, so, oh, sorry, are we still doing the grass area off the freeway?
Yes.
Okay, can we get those bushes out of there? I think that's the first time I've noticed them
What bushes?
coming off the freeway. Like off 84,
The landscape bushes?
the ones that are off, right off the freeway that should just be gone.
Oh, the trees growing
The
underneath the
little-
bridge. There's one tree growing there.
You're talking about
Is that what you're talking about?
tumbleweed?
Yeah, the tumbleweeds.
Okay.
There's a big section of them.
Hmm.
And I don't think they've been there before.
Uh,
Yeah, I know, I see them every time and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're not either.
It's like zones sometimes, like, so.
Eileen. How are you doing?
Good.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Making your way, learning new things,
Definitely, every
Yeah.
day.
keeping yourself busy,
Yep.
working on a new website, I see,
Yes.
and that's, when do you think you will have that up and running?
I still gotta meet with, the person that's helping me with that. So I'm hoping in a couple more weeks, to have everything.
Yeah, when you do, maybe just send out a email to the board, just let us know it's up and running if we wanna take a look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right, and I'm assuming the employee handbook is an ongoing thing with Baron Weedman, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
We were actually, we're close.
okay,
Right there.
yep, no worries, we're getting there.
Yep.
I mean, I hope we are, so,
Oh,
okay,
we are.
and then, on the occupancy report, I'm assuming that this is for the park itself, correct?
Yeah.
Do we have anything that, and you know, it just may be the new system, but do we have anything that compares to last year?
Yeah, I can turn it on.
I apologize. I asked her for
Oh,
that
she could
and she emailed it to me and I meant to put it in. So that's not her fault. She did send that to me because I asked for it. I knew you'd want to see the
Do you
comparison.
just happen to know the numbers? Like, are we doing okay
Last year we were 57, I believe it was.
we're
At
up this
time,
year.
We're up there.
Yeah,
to
that-
67%
Yeah.
occupancy? Okay. For October,
Yeah.
correct?
for
Yeah,
October.
okay,
For
that's what I
next
was
year-
wondering.
Oh, in the next one I'll have it. Last year and.
Okay, yeah, no worries, thank you. Well, thanks
Yeah,
for,
we like that. That's nice.
yeah, just a comparison would be great. Yeah, thank you for all that and thank you for the hard work on all of that. Appreciate it.
Let me ask this, do you want to see it as, like this is broken down by a month? Do you want to see the comparison for the entire year by month? I remember that's how it was in the past.
Like this month, last year, right?
That's
Yeah.
what you'd like to see.
Mhm,
Okay,
right, cause that's what it was,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
this
what
month
I
last
mean.
year.
I just want to make sure we get what you want.
Mhm.
Okay.
Alrighty, board, do you have any other questions on the manager's reports? No? Alright. George. I just thought of something real quick. So back on the financials, you're still opening the bank statements, correct? And
Yes.
reviewing those?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're reviewing the credit card statements as well?
We have, I look at them when I open them up. I get all the mail.
Right,
So I
right.
look at them.
But I
and
mean,
then
for auditing, aren't you supposed to be, you're looking at the credit card statements, right? To know
Statements.
what's being charged?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. I'm assuming she
I
asked you
give
that
it,
in the
I give it
audit.
to them to go through now. Make sure they've got it, everything's accurate, and then I look at them after that.
Okay, as long as you're looking at them. Cause that's the whole point of the audit, is to
Well,
prevent fraud.
previously I was just doing the looking, but I found out they're gonna know what they've ordered and stuff. And then, so I've given it to them to look at as well and check, sign off on them.
Is that,
and
like I
then
said, as
then I
long as
said-
you're doing the final review on them
Yep,
before they go to her to get paid.
yep.
All
I
right,
think I look at them first before I hand it to you guys, but I open them up.
Uh, does the board have any questions on the CEO report?
We got one thing that's on there that I need to explain. In this part of the meeting, and that's just the park master plan.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask about that. What is that?
That's our 10-year plan, and three of you, I didn't catch this till someone brought it up afterwards. We had three of you there. Luckily, there was no decision-making as a board situation. So we'll look at that for the next meeting on there. I didn't even think about it because three board members are on the public advisory committee.
And this is the one where you're doing it in conjunction with the city?
Correct. And they're supposed to be sending me from the meeting, a summary of everything that's supposed to be getting here. I was hoping she got it to me before our meeting started, but wasn't able to check. But as for the meeting, you guys want to report back on that? So the other two know?
Yeah, I mean, I thought the meeting was nice. They asked, broke us into different groups and had us like kind of in each of our groups, like rotated around. I don't know, was it 3 or 4 sessions?
Three sessions.
Yeah.
Three
Three.
sessions and basically different aspects to look at, like what are, things that like our parks need to be improved on in our community? What are things that people would like to see? What are things that are going well? And then also like from like a financial standpoint of like what city and probably us about what we could improve financially into those, or designating things. I guess there's probably more than that. I'm trying to.
Marketing
Marketing
aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the marketing was in there.
Yeah, budgeting, also, policy.
Policy. Yep,
Policies.
that
There
was
was
third. Yep.
policies on there. I remember that because I feel like there's a lot that can be done on policies.
So what happens next? So that was the discussion part.
Yeah, they're gonna come back. They've got the summary part going in. They'll start sending out surveys throughout the community. There'll be another PAC meeting in January, and then they alternate between the PAC group. And then they'll have community nights. So there'll be 2 community nights coming up. And then we'll have 3 more PAC meetings. And then they'll put the packet all together based on all the input they get. And it's been nice, because the ideas that the PAC committee gave, the needs and wants of what people have. And then as they go along, I mean, we've shared all these ideas with them. But that's not necessarily what everybody in the community, and then there'll be a priority, they'll prioritize, things like that.
So they're just gathering information.
Just
right now
gathering
from,
right
like
now.
everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's kind of nice is
Perfect.
just kind of
Mhm.
taking a small group of community members, if you will. And it was kind of nice to kind of see, like when you looked at the posters or the write-ups, how many, there's a lot of similar ideas, like people, it's not like we're far off.
No.
Yeah,
In
good.
any of the groups, which is kind of surprising. Like I was like, well, that's kind of cool. And so I know we'll take that information, we'll meet again, because they're gonna compile that information. I'm sure this is what's gonna happen. Then we're gonna analyze it as a group, and then we'll have a community meeting, and they'll get their input from what we've discussed, and they'll get their input, and then we'll meet about that, and then go on and so forth. So it's really productive. I like it.
I like it.
Good.
And Luis was there too.
Yeah. I was told to be there.
Were you guys in the same group at all?
No.
So we were all in different groups, which is nice. Yeah, that's good.
Good.
Yeah.
That is great.
That was random.
Yeah, it totally didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was random.
So the other 2 things I have is for later in the executive session that you talked about.
All right.
The only other thing I have for you is the upcoming events. Take each one of these in the front of your book. Take these home for you, so you have them with you. On your refrigerator, it's great artwork. And then we also put on top of your notebook an invitation for the Christmas party. It'll be December 15th, that's a Sunday. And we'll be at the senior center that night. And I will tell you, they've got Renata's been in charge of the party planning. And she's got some good ideas and fun stuff. We're gonna be doing that.
Are you gonna bake?
What is, wait,
If you're gonna bake, I would like to go there.
Will more people come if I bake?
Possibly.
Do I have to share your food?
I I can bake.
I'll be there.
wait, when is this? What? I totally missed
So we
me.
need to
Oh,
RSVP
gosh, I'm
that.
like, I'm not seeing it.
That's all I've got.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Christmas party, okay.
It's a +1, just, if you would, let us know by December 5th. So we're planning our food accordingly.
I like having it on Sunday, cause other 6 days, I don't think I could be there. Thing called
Is
basketball.
that a Sunday?
Right, I
Yeah.
bet. Okay, all right, anything else for George?
I just, want to tell all of you, I'm thankful. I mean, I remember where we were about 3 years ago. And I don't have a lot of good things to say about where we were, cause we were just, disorganized, and you guys have done a great job of working together, and that's where we are right now. I'm excited where we're going. I couldn't say that 3 years ago, cause I had no idea where we were going. So thank you.
I'll second that.
I agree.
Also, I do have something, I don't know if it's bothering anybody else, but I kind of wanna see, the all caps, not all caps. On the
On the
agenda,
agenda.
I just realized that.
Oh, like each of the line
Yeah,
items?
I don't know if, does it bother anybody else?
It does not.
Okay,
I kind of just copied
I
it
don't
from the
know.
city, so
okay,
I don't know.
I don't care, that's fine. I'm just weird.
All right,
No, we can't talk about it, cause it's personnel, but how are we doing on an aquatic coordinator? We have anybody on the fishing line?
Possibly,
I've just,
and there's somebody just moved into town. She's a lifeguard and she did infants and her kid's doing soccer and I was like, oh,
tell her to apply.
yeah,
Have her
Yeah.
get contact.
Yeah.
Do we
tell
have
her to go
somebody
apply.
one of you guys certified, so to teach the lifeguards?
Oh, teach them?
No,
Train.
We don't have any.
we are in the process of getting that done. It's been really hard to find an LGI class. And so once we lost our last one, but we are doing it. We're gonna actually work together with LeGrand, Pendleton, Hermiston, and we're gonna do a class probably at our place, and they're all gonna, everyone's gonna get LGI. I mean, all
So
the
when that's
girls.
done, we'll have multiple people besides the aquatic.
Mhm. Yeah.
Good.
Nice. All right, board members, do you have anything that you need to discuss? Do we have any other business? If not, I'll temporarily adjourn our regular meeting so that we can go into executive session. And I would ask that we. Sorry, David. All right, we are reconvening the Boardman Park and Recreation District, November 26th, 2024 meeting at 7:28 PM. Oh. Wonder if we should wait for David. I forgot about that.
I can give you an update of what I pulled off, the. From the, oh, yeah, I about forgot about this. From the meeting on the park plan. Okay, they did send me, they sent me just an update of the. There it is. Oh, it's,
Are you talking about they did a revision of what was?
there, oh, here it is. It was just their draft summary of the public advisory committee meeting. And everything is desired uses, everything that they talked about. And they got a whole, the list that they came up with. You know, improve access to the river, activate the waterfront by increasing activities and amenities for locals, provide recreation opportunities for all the residents, including indoor youth. Adult soccer, ensure good geographic distribution of parks and park experiences, and you know, they have a great list, and so What I'll do is, once we get this work down, you'll get copy, you guys will be invited to attend everything, the community meetings. I encourage you to go to those as well, even though some of you are on the pack. The more people that are involved, and you get your input and listen to what the people are saying. This is awesome, I'm really excited about all the lists that just that group put together. So so she did get me a copy of the summary on that.
All right, I'm gonna restate it because I don't think I said it when we adjourned earlier. So at approximately 6:40, it should be on our tape. We temporarily adjourned our regular meeting to go into executive session under ORS 192.6602E to conduct deliberations with persons designated by the governing body to negotiate real property transactions. We came out of executive session at 7:27 and reconvened our regular meeting at 7:28. I am looking for a motion. I guess I could always make it if I need to. To have George Scheimer, CEO, retain an attorney to negotiate with BIA regarding any future lease or real estate transactions with the park. I'm also looking for a motion to bring on, if they are willing, two consultants in particular, one being Karen Pettigrew and one being Lisa Middlesdorf with the port, to consult on the parks lease with the Corps and BIA negotiations.
I second that.
I make a motion to approve. Or is
Everything
that
she
your
said?
motion?
We have to state it.
Well, I'd say she stated it right there.
I can state
can
it,
say it.
yeah, I move,
So she made
I
the
move.
motion.
I so move,
Okay,
as I
Yeah.
said. Do we have a second?
you did. Louis seconded.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed unanimously.
Okay.
Sorry, so we, moved and seconded to have George retain an attorney to negotiate with the BIA and the Corps regarding our lease, and then, the second motion was to bring Karen Pettigrew and Lisa Middlesdorf, if they are willing, as consultants on the lease, the Corps and the BIA negotiations for the park, on behalf of the park. All right, if there is no further,
I do have one more piece here.
oh, okay,
And it does have to do with the park master plan. I need to get permission to be able to sign off on our interagency agreement on that, our intergovernmental agreement between the city of Boardman and Boardman Park and Recreation District for development and adoption of the park master plan to serve both. So
I don't know if we can approve that.
yeah.
Hmm,
What did you have? Did you have that on here? I don't think it was on here. I think it was in
I
your
think you're right.
CEO report.
yeah, I think you're
Need
right.
to have an emergency
So-
meeting
Yep.
next week or something.
No, I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm not
or-
worried. We can do that next January. Yeah, I'm sure we can get that done in
As long as
January.
not on a timeline,
Yeah, I don't think that's a problem.
but I would ask them if it is, and just have an emergency meeting.
Depending on what we hear back after this meeting in December with the Corps, then we may need to have a meeting. And if that's the case, then I'll put that on the agenda for that.
So, as the board, we would want to look at this before you sign this,
Okay.
okay? So definitely put that in the agenda so that we can approve you
You bet.
to do that. It is, and you would wanna get us a copy of the tasks that they are saying that we would share in
Yep.
cost on, right?
Yep.
So, we would wanna see that as well.
Okay.
to know what we're authorizing you to sign.
I can put that all together.
All right, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you for, yeah, putting that up. All right, do we have any further business, George?
No.
All right, board, are you good?
Yeah.
All right, no further business. Let's go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 7:35.
All right, thank you guys. See you guys later.
Have a good one.
Right. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving to all you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, thank you, Louise.
Will you turn off the meeting?